Welcome to Integrated Wellbeing YouTube channel and podcast for people in grief and the professionals who serve them. We're here to provide education, inspiration, and practical tools for our audience by interviewing those bereaved by loss, mental health professionals, and grief specialists. Our mission at the Integrated Wellbeing Institute is to awaken the griever to their inner peace through the guidance of their body. Well, today, as you can see, I am by myself. I am going to be sharing with you a blog that we posted recently entitled Permission to Vacation While Grieving. We're in the month of August right now, typically known as the vacation month. Summertime is vacation time, and what we know are vacations are essential for good health. It's time to relax, refresh, and revive. However, when you lose a loved one, the last thing you feel like doing is taking a vacation. When you think about taking a vacation, you might even feel guilty, like you're being self-indulgent or dishonoring your loved one. How can I relax and focus on myself, you may ask? If I take a break from feeling sad, it means I didn't love enough. A great loss turns your world upside down. And yet, the rest of the world keeps on going. The birds keep on singing. Everyone goes about their business like nothing's changed. But for you, nothing is the same. Stop the bus, you cry, I want to get off. So yes, stop the merry-go-round of everyday routine. Intentionally plan a respite from expectations, yours and others. Dedicate time to experience and process your grief. Take a vacation. I'm giving you permission today to take a vacation, or at least ponder that idea. Because setting aside time to process, experience, and think through your loss isn't selfish. It's very necessary in the healing process. So you can come through this season of grief psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually stronger. And besides, a vacation can be whatever you want it to be. It could involve travel to faraway places, so you get a very different perspective and point of view. Or it could be a day trip. Even that can be a reset. I often just drive the 90 minutes to the Oregon coast, spend 2 or 3 hours there, and return home, renewed and revived as if I've been to a different planet. Your vacation could even be a scheduled time to soak in your own tub with sweet smelling bubbles. The important thing is to focus on self-care. Plan activities that heal and restore you. Here are a few ideas, and I know you'll have more of your own. Travel to new places or places that you and your loved one went together. You may even take some of their ashes with you and sprinkle them there. You may plan a retreat in some remote location, a place where you can contemplate and journal with nobody knowing your story. A time to think through your profound loss and how your life is different now. You may take day trips, go to museums, historical sites, or quiet, scenic spots. Very often on summer evenings, I'll take a chair and walk the 2 or 3 blocks to the Willamette River, depending on where I decide to sit, and simply watch what's happening on the river. You may go to places that remind you of your loved one, or take nature walks, go to the beach or the mountains. You may book spa days, yoga classes, or massages. You may go alone, go with others. It's up to you. This is your way of taking a vacation as you grieve. You see, the activities you decide to do depend on what feels right for you. And even in the midst of this grief that you're in, you can still notice what feels right for you. In fact, that may be even a stronger sense than it used to be. Traveling for some people taxes their energy, and for others it feels reviving. What feels right to you also depends on where you're at in your grief journey. Are you in raw grief, where grief is covering the tapestry of your life and you're crying 24/7 and your brain is so foggy you wish you could get your brain back? Are you in fragile grief, that grief where you're looking better, people have hope that you'll move through and beyond this grief, but truly you're barely holding yourself together? Or are you in the state of gentle grief, that grief that bubbles up like a spring or can shoot up like Old Faithful? In gentle grief, though, the intensity is not as great and the duration is not as long. Regardless of your grief state, you need a vacation. Create some emotional and mental distance for processing. Whatever you decide to do, remember these key things. Take it slow. Focus on you. Don't avoid your feelings. Fully feel them. And stay in the present moment. You see, a vacation from grief is not about self-indulging. It's an opportunity for self-care. Part of being healthy. A time to gain a new perspective and insight. So I invite you now to fill in the permission slip that's below this YouTube or podcast. It reads like this. I, and then you write your name, do hereby give myself permission to take a vacation from my grief and with my grief. Period. I will vacation for the purpose of refreshing, reviving, and restoring my body, soul, and spirit. And then you sign your name and you date it. By actually writing this on a piece of paper, you've used the motor, visual, and auditory parts of your brain, which is in its own right bringing you into wholeness. Thank you for joining me today. I would love to know how you choose to vacation from and with your grief by leaving a note in the space